Hello, amazing English learners. Welcome back to Unlock B2 English, the podcast that's going to transform your intermediate English into confident, fluent communication.
We're so glad you're with us today for an episode that will give you an immediate upgrade to your vocabulary.
That's right. Today, we're tackling a very, very, very common word that can make your English sound a bit repetitive. The word very.
Exactly. Using very plus an adjective is perfectly correct, but native speakers often use single, more powerful words instead. It makes your language more precise and sophisticated. Today, we're going to give you 15 fantastic alternatives.
This is a key part of our scaffolding methodology. Before we dive into the full list, let's preview the main idea and some key vocabulary. The concept is simple. Instead of saying very tired, you can say exhausted. Instead of very good, you can say brilliant.
This technique will help you sound more natural and will expand your active vocabulary instantly. So, before we continue, think about this pre-listening question. Can you remember the last time you used the phrase very plus an adjective today? Keep that in mind.
All right, are you ready? Let's get into our list of 15 powerful adjectives to replace very. Let's start with feelings and emotions. A common one is very happy.
Instead of very happy, you can say delighted or thrilled. For example, I was delighted to receive your invitation, or she was thrilled with her exam results. It's much more expressive.
And the opposite, for very sad, you could use miserable, as in he was miserable after he lost the match.
Good one. What about very angry?
For very angry, you can use furious. My boss was furious when he saw the mistake. It really paints a picture.
It does. And for very scared, a great alternative is terrified. I'm terrified of spiders.
Let's move on to size. Everyone says very big.
Yes, but you can say huge or enormous. For instance, they live in a huge house, or that building is enormous.
And for the opposite, very small, a perfect word is tiny. Look at that tiny insect on the leaf.
Okay, how about temperature? It's very hot today.
You could say it's boiling. Can you open a window? It's boiling in here.
And when it's very cold?
It's freezing. Don't forget your coat, it's freezing outside.
Perfect. Now for some general-purpose adjectives that we use all the time. The classic, very good.
Oh, there are so many. You could use excellent, brilliant, or fantastic. Instead of that was a very good movie, you could say that was a brilliant movie.
And for its counterpart, very bad?
You can use awful or terrible. For example, the traffic was awful this morning, or I had a terrible headache.
Let's do a few more. What about very tired?
I think every English learner should know this one. Exhausted. After working for 12 hours, I was completely exhausted.
And if something is very interesting?
It's fascinating. I read a fascinating article about artificial intelligence.
How about very hungry?
You can say you're starving. I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving.
Okay, two more. Very clean.
The word is spotless. She keeps her kitchen spotless.
And finally, the opposite, very dirty.
That would be filthy. His clothes were filthy after playing in the mud. And there you have it, 15 practical words to make you sound more like a native speaker.
All right, let's do a quick recap. The main takeaway today is that replacing very with stronger, more specific adjectives will make your English more dynamic and precise.
Instead of very happy, say delighted. Instead of very tired, say exhausted. And instead of very big, say huge or enormous.
Now, for this week's challenge, which is crucial for applying what you've learned, Your task is to choose 3 to 5 of these new adjectives and actively use them this week. You can write them in an email, use them in a conversation, or even just say them out loud in a practice sentence.
The goal is to move them from your passive knowledge to your active vocabulary.
That's it for today's episode of Unlock B2 English. We hope you found it useful.
Remember to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode where we'll be doing something really fun, analyzing Dua Lipa's English, the secrets to her clarity and accent.